Right, welcome back to another game of 80s Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator at the Clark and Addison Gaming Company, and we are replaying the 1986 World Series using Thomas Hetrick's game called 80s Baseball. We are in Game 3, first game in Boston as the series shifts over to Beantown. The series is tied 1-1. Game 2 ended in dramatic fashion with Darryl Strawberry hitting an 11th inning home run to walk off and win the game. We shift over to New York batting first, and on the mound it's going to be Bob Okeda for the Mets, and Oil Can Boyd gets the start for Boston. Still using our splits here, so you can see the splits for righties and lefties for the batters over here. So that's what we're using to get our overall numbers. This is the player's rating, and this is their sort of matchup rating against the pitcher. I went ahead and Dave Henderson and Spike Owen are going to get into the game, so I printed off Seattle. So we have Henderson and Spike Owen coming over from the Mariners at the midway point of the season. So we're going to get them into the game. I've been scratching them and putting in a reserve, so maybe that will change the game. I don't know. Spike Owen's not much of a hitter, but I know he was a great defender and a key part of their run. All right, let's get this one going. So it's going to be Oil Can Boyd out first. He'll face off against Lenny Dykstra, Wally Backman, and Keith Hernandez. So game 3 is underway, and we have a 2 right off the bat. That's going to be a base knock for Lenny Dykstra, who has a single. And let's go ahead and roll here. We're supposed to roll this on every single and double. So a 95 is no advancement there. So Dykstra at first. He is a 3. Let's go ahead and try to steal with him. Why not? Put the pressure on early in this, and we got a steal here. So 0-3 is our sort of mid-level guy. He's got about a 62% chance. 62% chance of making it in, 96, and he's going to get thrown out. So Rich Gedman up to the task, and we get a caught stealing right off the bat, and that erases Dykstra from the bases. Wally Backman to the plate, back-to-back hits. For Backman, that's also going to be a base hit. Let's check this out. 88 is same thing, no error. A 66 or 67 on a single is going to be an error. Keith Hernandez stands in. A 78 will be an out for Keith Hernandez. The strikeouts for Oil Can Boyd are 90 to 96, so we got to get to 90 before we get into his strikeout walk range. So 78 to Keith Hernandez. 78 and a 13 is going to be a ground out. So that is a ground out to the catcher. So he taps it right in front of home plate. It's a force out, so that means that the runner is ground out force. I think we get the base runner at second base. If there's a first runner on first, force out at second, and the batter is safe. So we're going to get a fielder's choice here as they go. What was that? That would be like 2-6 maybe on the out. And that brings up Gary Carter, the kid with a 2-run homer in the last game. Momentarily gave the Mets the lead before Boston came back. Gary Carter, a 37 is going to be an out. And a 100, though, will be a walk. So we look off of his outside, but there are a couple of non-outs in here, right? So hit by pitch and a walk. So we get runners at first and second with 2 down. And Strawberry high off of the game-winning home run in game number 2. He's going to, let's see what happens here. A 91 will be a strikeout. So he goes for it big again, and he gets the strikeout. So a lot of traffic in the first for New York, but they don't scratch across a run. And we head to the bottom of the first inning, the Boston faithful looking for a win against a tough pitcher, Bob Okeda. You can see there's a lot of -3s here. So it's going to be maybe a tough day for Boston. We'll see. The matchup is certainly tough. 52, just into the out range. And for Boggs, that'll be a ground out. And that ground out goes to short. So easy ground ball to shortstop to start the game. And we're off for Boston. This will be a base knock. That's a single for Marty Barrett. We'll check on the error. 76 on a single is no error. And so Marty Barrett's at first. He's really the only threat to steal, but we're not going to do that here. Billy Buckner to the plate. Buckner with an out. And that'll be a ground out. So let's check our chart here. 30 is going to be a ground out with a force. So we look on our force chart. Same thing. Batter's out on a fielder's choice. That'll be number 2. And then we'll check this out. 53. That's a ground out to the shortstop. So we'll say 6-4 on the fielder's choice. And we switch places. Buckner and Barrett. This will be a base knock for Jim Rice, who's had an excellent series. That's a single for Rice. And let's see about the runner advancement on the single. A 9 is AR plus 2. So when we check here, we see all runners advance 2 bases. So a single, and that runner is going to go all the way to third on the base hit. So runners at the corners for Don Baylor. Baylor getting a start. 22, possibility. Baylor is an 8 -3. And a 1 to 21. Look at that. It's right in 22 to 49 is his out range. So that's going to be a ground ball. And 25 will be a ground out with a force. So first and third, manager of the fielding team has an option, either a force out at second or a runner on third thrown out at home, and then everybody else is safe. So we're just going to take the force out since there's already 2 down. That will be to the third baseman, so we'll just go 5-4. So we go the short way. This should be it there. So we go the short way for Don Baylor, and that's going to end the threat in the first. We head to the top of the second inning. Still no score here in Boston. Game number 3 of the 1986 World Series. For New York, it's going to be Ray Knight getting the start, and Danny Heap and Mookie Wilson getting a start against Oil Can Boyd. Ray Knight is going to make an out. That'll be a ground ball. And that grounder goes to the pitcher. So a little tapper back to the pitcher. Boyd over to first, and that'll be out number 1. Danny Heap to the plate. Heap with a 29. 13 plus 2. A 1 to 27 is a hit. We have a 29, so that's going to be into his out range. And a 73 for Danny Heap. He's in there somewhere. 73 is going to be a fly ball, so our first fly out of the game. That is going to be just a regular fly out, and that goes out to right field. So can of corn in right, and that'll be 2 outs. Mookie Wilson to the plate. 83 is going to be another out. This will be a grounder. Wilson is going to ground out to the second baseman. And at second base, they get him by a step. And New York is done in the second. So quick game so far. We're to the bottom of the second inning. Boston up to bat. It'll be the bottom of the order. Evans, Gedman, and Henderson against Bobby Okeda. Okeda, a lefty. Sorry about that. I realized that I had used the right hand versus right-handers, but Bobby Okeda is a lefty. So I went back and made some changes. Only a few additions here, really. Jim Rice and Marty Barrett are the two that it changes anything for. So we'll start this inning over. Bottom of the second inning, Dewey Evans. You can see he goes to a 6 from whatever he was, 11 or something. So a 36 is going to be an out. This will be a ground out. And that grounder goes to the shortstop. So we go 6-3 on the putout. That's out number 1. Rich Gedman to the plate. Gedman with the ground out as well. And he is going to ground it to the second baseman. So a couple of hard hit balls up the middle, but good plays by the middle infield. And brings up Dave Henderson. He's going to get a hit here and a 99 for Henderson. As he shows up in the first time in the series. A hit and a 99 is going to be bombs away for Dave Henderson. Let's roll off the home run. There's a chance that there's a robbery at the fence, and that doesn't happen. So Dave Henderson bombs away, and he's going to put the first run on the board with a solo bomb in the bottom of the second inning. So Boston up 1-0, and 84 is not enough. We need 89 to get to Bob Okeda's strikeout range. So a 76 will be for, who is this? This is Spike Owen. 76 for Owen will be a flyout. No error on the play, and the fly ball goes out to right field. So third out of the inning, but not before Boston puts up 1 in the inning on the home run from Dave Henderson. And the big center fielder, talented man, gives Boston a 1-0 lead. So we go to the top of the third. It'll be Santana, and then back to the top with Dykstra and Backman. 86. We got to get to 90 for Oil Can Boyd. So this is going to be a 90 for Dykstra. 90 is going to be a chance for an error. I was corrected yesterday on the error, so big thanks to Thomas Hetrick for checking in. A 1-92 is an error. So if it's not in that range, it's not an error. So 49, that will be an error on the play. And 80 is going to be on the shortstop. So uncharacteristic error as we go E6. So at first base is Rafael Santana. Santana negligible speed, so not a fast runner. We get a 59. That's going to be a ground ball. And that will be a force out to the shortstop. So we're going to get our force out here. That'll be out number 1. And here he's going to be on with a 6-4 fielder's choice. Will Lenny Dykstra be? All right, Dykstra at first. This is going to be an out as well, another grounder. And 90 on the ground ball is DP 45. DP 45, let's see. If a man on first with 0 or 1 outs, that's what we have, result is a double play unless the batter has 4 or 5 speed. So we look at Wally Backman. He has 1 speed, and so that is going to be a double play. Whenever we look at the player, it's on the catcher. So we'll just say, we'll say fielder's choice there, and we'll say 2-6-3. So jumping on it quickly is Rich Gedman, who makes a good throw to the shortstop covering second and over to first for a double play that erases the base runners and takes us into the bottom of the third inning. Good defensive play from the catcher. Gedman, from all I can see, a solid defensive catcher. And that's going to bring up Wade Boggs, Marty Barrett, and Bill Buckner against Bobby Okeda. Wade Boggs a 19 plus 2. So a 1-31, that's going to be a hit for Boggs. And a 93 could be a big one. A 73 to 95 is a double. So Boggs rings one off of the green monster. And that's going to be 2 bags for Boggs. Let's see if there's an error. 58 is no error. So Marty Barrett with a man in scoring position. A 68 will be an out. For Marty Barrett, that's going to be a ground out. And 66. 66 says double play. And on a DP, nifty double play, the runner out at second, the batter out at first. So that's not what we have. We don't have a runner there. So double play situations, second or third, the batter is out and the runners hold. So we've got a ground out to second base. And it was a hard grounder, so he's going to hold here. And we'll go 4-3 as he smokes one to second. Second baseman makes the snag, looks him back at second. And now we've got one out with a runner at second base. Billy Buckner to the plate. Possible hit here, 5 and -3. I don't think so though. So that's a 1-18. So this will be an out, another ground out. 58 on a ground out is ground out +1. So I believe that's going to be a fielder's choice and everybody advances 1. So that will be a little 3-hopper to first. First baseman takes it unassisted. That's going to move the runner along. So we have a runner at third base with 2 down. And Jim Rice to the plate. This is the guy you wanted. 38 though is going to be a chopper. And 89 DP 45. So no opportunity for a double play here. So 16 will just be a ground out to the first baseman. This time he'll pitch it over to the pitcher covering, and that's going to be the third out. So good job by Bob Okeda to get around a little bit of trouble with a leadoff double. And it's still 1-0 Boston as we head to the top of the 4th inning. New York looking to break through with the middle of the order, Hernandez, Carter, and Strawberry. 46 is going to be an out, though. 83 for Hernandez is right at the top of his flyout range. So we get a flyout, no error. And that fly ball is actually a pop-up. No, it's hit to left field. So Hernandez out going the other way. Gary Carter to the plate. 96. When we look at Oil Can Boyd, 96 is right at the top of his strikeout range. Only 2 strikeouts on the day for Oil Can Boyd. But that's number 2 as Gary Carter goes down swinging. And next up is the straw man. He was one of those strikeouts back in the 1st inning. Here he's going to walk, I believe. Let's see. 98 to 100. We have a 99. So that's going to be a walk for Darryl Strawberry. Who's at first base with 2 down. And Ray Knight to the plate. Ray Knight with a grounder. 76 on a ground out is DPA. DPA, it's a double play, all runners advance 1 base. So we don't have a double play situation. So we'll just make that into a ground out. 87, that's going to be a grounder at third base. So we'll just say 5-3 on the putout. Could go 5-4, but we'll just go 5-3 across the diamond. And that's going to be all she wrote in the 4th for the Mets. Still 1-0 Boston over New York as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Middle of the order up, Baylor, Evans, and Gedman for Boston. This will be, I believe, a fly ball. We're looking at Baylor. So to a 47, 83 is going to be a strikeout, actually. So glad I checked that. That'll be out number 1. This is going to be a base knock for Dwight Evans. And he's on with a single. Let's roll against the error. No error on the play. Next up is Rich Gedman. This is a 97 against Okeda. That's going to be a walk. So that puts runners at first and second with 1 out. And that man to the plate, Henderson, a 50, is going to be onto our strange plays chart. So we have a 0-8. I don't know what that could be. So this will be our first time rolling, I think, off of these. We have our batter miscues and injuries. And then we have an 8. So it says 8 to 11 shortstop. If the dice roll is a position, then roll again for the duration of games below. So that's an injury. And I believe it's an injury to the shortstop. So I guess, who is that going to be? Rafael Santana. So let's see about the games. And then this is what we do. So this is the number of games and the dice roll. So it's a possibility of no injury. We have a 22, 99 games. So Rafael Santana is out for the rest of the series as he gets injured on the play. And I think I'll just continue to roll on that. But he gets injured on the play. We're going to substitute in Howard Johnson. So Johnson is a 5. No. He's a 9. So that makes him a 0. All right, so Rafael Santana officially out for this World Series. And let's go ahead and roll again. We had a strange injury there. This is going to be an out. That'll be a ground out from Dave Henderson. Ground out, force play. So we're looking, we have first and second. Ground out, force play. Ground out, force play, consult the force ground out chart. I have first and second, so I think I'm just going to take the first base, force out at second, batter is safe. And so that will move everyone up. That's a ground out to second. So this guy's going to move up on the fielder's choice. He is going to be out on a fielder's choice. That's out number 2. He'll be safe on a 4-6 fielder's choice. So they can't turn 2. And we still have runners at the corners, but this time 2 outs. And Spike Owen is going to come through with a base hit. Spike Owen, an 83. That's going to be a 2-bagger. So I will definitely score this run. And let's see about that runner at first. So on a double, 54, 1-3 MO. 1-3 MO. Runner on first to third. Manager's option to score the runner from first base. So he's going to go to third. Dave Henderson is our runner. He has negligible speed. And if we look at our advancement here, manager option for extra bases, he's going to need a 26. A 26 to 50, that's a pretty narrow range, so we're going to hold him at third. with the top of the order coming up, one of the best players in the league. So that'll be a RBI double for Spike Owen. And he's in there on the double. So coming in to score is Dewey Evans. It's now 2-0 Boston. The bottom of the order doing all the damage. Wade Boggs has a chance here, and he's actually going to do that. So Boggs with a double of his own, so back-to-back doubles, is going to score this run. And it's going to score this run. So bases clearing double from Wade Boggs. Let's see if there's any kind of error. 88 ARS. All runners score. All right, so that's a 2-bagger for Wade Boggs, and they're blowing this one open. It's now 4-0. 51, another rare play. Strange occurrence. A 97 this time. 97 is a pass ball. So that's going to get the runner to third base. And we continue to roll for Marty Barrett. Barrett with a base hit. It's going to drive in a run. And tough sledding here for Oil Can Boyd. Let's see if they have an error just to add insult to injury. They don't. Trying to get Boyd through 4 here. Or, I'm sorry, it's Bobby Okeda. 79. Ojeda's 89 for a strikeout. So 79, this will be a fly ball. We do have 2 outs in the inning. All this is happening with 2 outs. Billy Buckner is going to fly out. And that's a fly out with runners holding. That's actually just a pop up to the catcher. So we go P2. So Bobby Okeda gives up 4 in the 4th inning, and the Mets behind the 8 ball as they go into the 5th. We're gonna have a new pitcher. We'll have to bring in somebody else for Oil Can Boyd. I mean for Bob Okeda. We have Oil Can Boyd. Now I'm okay saying that, against Danny Heap, Mookie Wilson, and remember Howard Johnson in the game now. So he's going to come in right here. So a 54 to Danny Heap. That's going to be a ground out. 88 and an 81. That'll be a ground out to third. No problem for Boggs at third base. Brings up Mookie Wilson. Wilson with a ground out to second in his first at bat. 12 plus 2. 14, 13, 12. 1 to 25 is a hit. So this will be a fly ball from Mookie Wilson. And fly ball to right field is out number 2. Hojo gets his first at bat. He's batting, I don't know if I did the right one. He's batting left-handed, so against right-handed pitching. So Howard Johnson for his first at bat. 21 could be a hit. 9-0. So 9 and 0. 1 to 24. So that is going to be a hit for Howard Johnson. Let's see what kind of hit. An 89 is going to be a home run. You can see 82 to 100 is going to be a bomb. And let's see if there's a robbery snobbery out there. 77. What? Here we go. All right. GRF leaping grab by the center fielder at the fence to save a home run. The result is a fly out. All runners advance 1 base. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Mets fans, but that is going to be just an F8 with a little special star there as that inning ends. Howard Johnson thought he had it, trying to sneak it over the center field wall, but out in center field, Dave Henderson had nothing. He wasn't going to have any of it. What a great play in center field by Henderson. So far, inserting Henderson in has given Boston +2 runs. He has hit a home run, and he's taken away a home run. So Dave Henderson is +2 in this one. All right, up first is Jim Rice, then Don Baylor, then Dwight Evans. So 91, that's a chance for a strikeout. We need a new pitcher, right? Let's get a new pitcher in, sir. So Bob Okeda goes just 4 innings. And we're going to get a new pitcher. Let's start this rollover. I don't know who's starting next. Ron Darling. Let's go with Sid Fernandez or Rick Aguilera. Let's go with Rick Aguilera. I don't think he got any starts. If he does, we'll give a start to Sid Fernandez. It's one of those two, I think, is a swing man here. So 7 is his, 8. So he's an 8. 7 is his stamina, so he can go 7 innings. So we got all of our starters here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starters. So one of those guys is a swing man, either Aguilera or Sid Fernandez. I don't remember which one. So we're going to use him in long relief. And let's go with Rick Aguilera, who would later turn into a closer. And he's an 8 and a right-hander. So we need to, let me go back through and I'll change up some of these ratings here. All right, and we got all this set up. So let's head into the bottom of the 5th inning. We got sort of our new numbers over here, and quite a bit better for some of these hitters. Jim Rice is a +2. That hasn't changed. A 25. So this time, though, he is a 15 and a +2. So 15 and +2 is 1 to 29. So this is going to be a hit for him. And that'll be a single. See if there's an error out there. 88 is no error on the play. Jim Rice at first, Don Baylor to the plate. 61 will be an out. For Baylor, that'll be a fly out. And 97, excuse me, is just a regular old fly out. That goes to right field. All the runners will hold. And that's 1 down. 26, Dewey Evans. Dewey Evans goes from to an 11 +2. 1 to 26. So that's going to be a hit for Evans. Evans is going to have an 87. 87, that's bombs away. And let's see if he gets robbed too. 33, he doesn't, as Dewey Evans goes yard. And this one getting ugly, as 2 runs come in to score. So Evans now 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs. And that'll bring up Rich Gedman. This game going exactly opposite of what happened in actual life. Rich Gedman, 0 for 1 with a walk. He is going to fly out here. So Gedman, that'll be a fly ball. No error on the play. And that fly out goes to center field. So 2 down in the inning, 2 in for Boston. They already lead 7-0 in this one. 88, is that going to be a strikeout for Aguilera? It is. He's right at the bottom of his strikeout range. So Aguilera gets the K. He comes in and does give up a 2-run home run. Rudely greeted by Dwight Evans, who goes yard in this one. He scored twice, got 2 RBIs. Excellent game for him. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Oil Can Boyd still out there. Dennis Boyd can go 9 for his stamina, so he is in good shape at this point. And top of the 6th inning, it'll be the top of the order. Dykstra, Backman, and Keith Hernandez. 66 and a 94. Let's see, for Dykstra. A 94 is going to be a strikeout. Wally Backman to the plates. 88 for Wally Backman is a strikeout? Nope, not quite. 88 for Backman is going to be an out, and a walk is what results because of the 100. So Backman at first. New York desperately in need of stringing together some hits here. 41 is not going to do it for Keith Hernandez. Even at a 14 plus 2, he's a 1-29 to get a hit. So 30 is going to be a grounder. And 27 on a ground out is a ground out with a force. So this will be a force out at second base. We'll go 5-4 on the force out. And they'll switch places. So Keith Hernandez now at first base. Gary Carter coming to the plate. This is going to be a knock for Carter. 46 is a single. And let's see what happens with our base runners on the play. 93 on a single, AR +1. All runners move up one base on an infield single. So a little swing and bunt there from the catcher is going to push our runner to second base. So we have runners at the corners now for the straw man. Big hit here could change the game, but he is going to make an out. That will be a ground out for Strawberry. 72 though, DP, and we have 2 outs in the inning, so no need for a double play as he grounds out to short, and we'll just go 6-4 on the put out. So they go the short way and get the runner at second base. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 7-0 Boston over New York. Coming out for his second inning of work is Rick Aguilera, bottom of the order, and then back to the top. Spike Owen up first. He had an RBI double his first at bat. In this one, he is going to ground out, I believe. 42 is a ground out. And for Spike Owen, that's just your regular run-of-the-mill chopper to short, and he's down for out number 1. Wade Boggs to the plate. Boggs 2 doubles, had an RBI double, or 2 RBI doubles last time up. Does he get another one? 73. It is 73-95. That's going to be another double. So 3 doubles in the game for Wade Boggs. Let's see if there's an error on the play. 36 on a double is no error. So Boggs standing up at second base. Marty Barrett, RBI single on his last at bat, but he's going to chop one into the ground here. 52 ground out and a +1. I believe that's just a regular old fielder's choice. All runners advance 1 base. So 78, that'll be to third base. The only play is to first. So a little chopper down the line that the third baseman, Ray Knight, has to come in on. He makes a good throw on the run, but that's going to get the runner to third in behind him. Runner at third base now for Billy Buckner. 26 is a chance. 13 plus 2. So 15, 14, 13, 1-27 is going to be a hit. So that is going to be a hit as Buckner with an 86 as he rings one off the wall. That's going to be a 2-bagger and an RBI for Bill Buckner as Boston continues to pour it on. Let's see if there's an error. 55, no error on the play. Yeah, 73-74 is the error. So Bill Buckner at second for Jim Rice. 37, that's going to be an out. Rice with a grounder. And that ground ball goes to third base. Long throw across the diamond. And Ray Knight gets his man, but Boston puts another run up. They've scored 7 runs in the last 3 innings. off of the Mets. So we head to the top of the 7th inning. It is 6-7-8 to nothing. The hometown crowd is loving this one, as Oil Can Boyd goes out for another inning. He'll face Knight, Heap, and Wilson. 46. This is going to be a fly ball, I believe. Let's get our players adjusted. So Danny Heap, that will be a fly ball. And no error. Error on a 99 or 100 for a fly ball or for a ground out. So it may not be an out though. Let's see. Danny Heap, a 95. 95 is going to be a strikeout. Or I'm sorry, for Ray Knight. 95, a strikeout. So that is what it is. Now it's Danny Heap, and Heap also is going to have a chance for an error here. So we go to the outside over here, and an 88 for Danny Heap is going to be an error chance. So we roll against Boston's error. It's a 1-92 up here. And it will be an error, and it will be an error on the third baseman. So Wade Boggs makes the error at third. And when it's an error, let's see. I don't know if we need to do a check for how many bases. That sounds right. The strikeout, BMI. If an error results, use the fielding team's error rating. Error committed only if it falls within the range. Roll for the player position. It will be a 2-base error for outfielders, 1-base error for all other players. Okay, so 1-base error, and we have Danny Heap at the plate. I'm sorry, we have Mookie Wilson at the plate. Wilson is 0 for 2. A 17 is going to be a base knock, and for Wilson, that'll be a single. Let's check out the runner advancement. 73. That is AR plus 120. AR plus 120. All runners advance 1 base. If 2 outs, then the runner on second scores. We don't have 2 outs. So he's going to go to first, third, and we got a runner at second base. Now Mookie Wilson is a 2. He's not a great opportunity to steal, so we'll just leave him there. Howard Johnson to the plate. This is going to be an out as he bounces out. This is a force out, so with runners at first and third and less than 2 outs, we have an option here. So we can do the force out at second and the runner scores, or we can runner on third, thrown out at home, runner on first to second, batter safe. I mean, for me, I'm going to take that out at home, so we'll say that it was the shortstop, so we go 6-2 on the putout. That's out number 2. This guy is going to be safe, and this guy is going to be safe. All right, so we'll have runners at first and second. We preserve the shutout, and Lenny Dykstra comes to the plate in 89, just a little bit short of Oil Can Boyd's strikeout range. So this will be an out. Dykstra is going to hit a grounder, and that will be a ground out to the second baseman. So he rolls over it, hits it over to second base, and no problem at second base for Marty Barrett. Oil Can Boyd, 7 shutout innings so far. Way different than the start in real life. But Boston is up 8-0. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, Rick Aguilera back out. If he can just finish this up, this game up, that would be awesome. Don Baylor will be up first, then Dwight Evans, then Rich Gedman. Baylor is going to have a ground out. And this grounder goes to shortstop. So Baylor now 0 for 4. Aguilera's strikeout start at 88. So this will be Dwight Evans making an out, and it will be a strikeout at 89. Rich Gedman to the plate, a 52, just outside of the BMI range. Gedman is going to make an out, and that'll be a grounder. And that ground ball goes to shortstop. So a little two-hopper to short. Catcher's thrown out by 5 steps. And we go to the top of the 8th. Still... Sorry. Still 8-0 Boston over New York. New York's going to send up Wally Backman, Keith Hernandez, and Gary Carter to the plates. First up, Wally Backman. Wally Backman is 1 for 2. He's got a single and a walk. 87 will not be a strikeout. So 84 to Backman is going to be a fly ball. And that will be hit out to left field. So caught in left by Jim Rice. And that was going to bring up Keith Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez has grounded into a couple of fielders' choices, but yet to break through with a hit. He's not going to get a hit here. 85 to Hernandez is going to be a double play. So this turns into just a regular old ground out. Nobody on base. 59 is no special play, and 1 will just be a little tapper back to the pitcher. Oil Can Boyd tosses it over to first base uneventfully, and therefore out number 2. Gary Carter, the kid, to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He's going to be 2 for 2. 81 to Carter is going to be a triple. So an 80 or an 81 for Gary Carter, and he triples into right center field, and he's going to make it in there. On a triple, a 0-4 or 0-5 base runner has an inside the park home run option. But otherwise, I don't think there's any sort of option for triple for base running. So we'll leave it at that. Runner at third base with 2 down. Darryl Strawberry to the plate. Strawberry 0 for 2. He's going to wind up 0 for 3 as he bounces one. He bounces it to the third baseman. So on a big hop, the third baseman, Wade Boggs, takes it, throws it to first. And that's going to end the threat as New York strands another base runner, this time at third base. And they have yet to score against Oil Can Boyd, who's got 8 shutout innings. Excellent bounce back here for Boston, who lost a heartbreaker, just had their heart ripped out in the 11th inning of game number 2. But they've come back strong here. They're up 8-0, trying to flex on New York. It will be Dave Henderson, Spike Owen, and back to the top of the order. Henderson, 1 for 3 with a solo home run. He scored 2 runs. 54 to Henderson, and a 43 will be a ground out. So that ground ball goes to shortstop, as that's a harmless little worm burner to short. 88 for Aguilera is going to be a strikeout as he gets Spike Owen. And Wade Boggs, last chance for last chance for Boston here in the 8th, 84, is no strikeout, no walk. So 61 to Boggs is a flyout. And that will go out to right field. As he gets under that one, pops it up to right. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Aguilera in the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Last opportunity for New York here. They're down 8-0. They're going to need something kind of special here, as they're facing off against Oil Can Boyd. Boyd can go 9 innings for his stamina, so there's no need to make any changes or anything here. Let's see if he can complete this game. 54, he'll face off against Ray Knight, Danny Heap, and Mookie Wilson. Ray Knight is 0 for 3. He's going to be 0 for 4 here as he grounds out. 65, nothing special there. That's just a hard hit grounder to third base, snagged by Wade Boggs, and he makes a good throw to throw out his counterpart. Ray Knight now 0 for the day. Brings up Danny Heap. Danny Heap is going to take a walk off of the pitcher. So runners on base, that is the name of the game for the Mets. 73 to Mookie Wilson. This will be a grounder. And that will be a force out at second base. And it's going to be the shortstop, so we'll say 6-4 on the putout. That's out number 2. So Mets down to their last at bat here. It's Howard Johnson. Johnson, I believe, already with a home run in this series. Is that right? No home run. I thought he had hit one, but he's up last, 29, a 9 and a 0. 9 and a 0 is going to be 1 to 24 for a hit. So this will be an out. That's another grounder. 38 is a force out, and that's another bouncer to Wade Boggs at third base. He'll go all the way across the diamond, and that is going to be all she wrote as Oil Can Boyd comes in with a complete game. We'll check out how many hits and stuff that he gave up, but Boston is going to win this one by a score of 8-0 as they shut down this New York offense. First game in Boston, and the crowd is going nuts all around the ballpark. People are going to be buying rounds for each other as they take a 2-1 lead in the World Series. Let me put you on hold, and I'll come back with all the totals. All right, and back with the final totals here. It's 8-0 Boston over New York. They take a 2-1 lead in the series. No runs on 5 hits for New York, no errors. 8 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors for the Red Sox. For Oil Can Boyd, he goes 9 innings, gives up 5 hits, 4 walks, 4 Ks. And for he'll take the win. The loss goes to Bob Okeda, who goes just 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. And Aguilera also 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. So a little bit marginally better, although he did come in and give a big home run up to Dewey Evans. Evans 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. Wade Boggs, big game, 3 doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And Dave Henderson also came in and provided a little spark with a solo home run. For New York, not a lot going on here. Gary Carter, 2 for 3. He had a single and a triple, but not a lot else happening here. We had a home run robbery for Howard Johnson. Would have had a bomb, but in center field, Dave Henderson went up and took the home run away from him. And so that was kind of a fun little occurrence. But Boston ultimately takes a 2-1 lead. This game is called 80s Baseball. It is not my game. It belongs to a designer named Thomas Hetrick. And you can go to the link down in the description to learn more about the game, to purchase the game. If you want to see some of the components, Kurt Berglund on his YouTube channel has a really good introduction to the game. It looks a little bit different than this one, so maybe I have a more updated version of that, but everything plays basically the same. And if you go to game 1 of this series as well, so this is game 3, if you go to game 1, I give a little brief introduction to the game as well and what I'm doing. So I'm looking at some charts off of the that are not on screen to be able to figure these things out. So go to that link and you can pick up the game for $20. I think it's $19.99 or $19.95 for an entire season. He's got all kinds of seasons going way back, including into the pre-1900 range. You can get some seasons, there are Negro Leagues, I believe, in there. Old seasons like 1927 and some of the classic teams of the early days of baseball. He's also got a World Series set, sort of best of the World Series teams kind of set, or World Series winners. I can't remember which one. But go to the link, check it out. You can order right there from the website. And if you don't have the dice, he'll even send you the dice through the snail mail, but the rest of it is going to be sent to you via PDF. So I like that. I like that he's got global delivery, really easy. And it does come with its own score sheet, but I like these pre-printed score sheets from DigiDugout. It requires a little bit of, you can see, next time I'm just going to do right and left splits to make it easy on myself. So that will be a little bit of a change that I make. Game 4 will have been played on October 22nd, and it'll be Ron Darling versus Al Nipper for Boston. Boston goes for the 3-1 lead. New York will try to tie it up, sending Ron Darling to the mound. Darling, a 13 with a 9 stamina, one of their best pitchers in that season. So go out and check this game out. Also go to clarkandaddisongaming.com and you can see all of my games. They were on sale yesterday, but not today. So I had a little flash sale because the Braves were on a winning streak, but they lost 4-3 to Cincinnati last night. And so that sale is over, but continue to look. My games are not terribly expensive anyway, and they're all PDFs, so they'll be delivered. You can download them instantly once you make the purchase, or you should receive a receipt with a download link. If anything messes up, which it did for somebody yesterday, you can always reach out to me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. You can go to the website, clarkandaddisongaming.com, and just use the contact form there. It all goes to the same place. So you can just reach out to me and we'll try to resolve whatever the issue is. I can double check your purchase and then just send you the files if necessary. So hopefully it's more streamlined than that and you get your games immediately. If you want to order a physical game, I have one physical product, and that's On Base Baseball Pocket Edition. So you get an entire season in the size of a tarot card box. So it's very compact, but it has up to 18, the top 18 batters in terms of their playing time or their plate appearances for each team. And you also get the top 18 pitchers. For older seasons like the 1970s, you're going to get basically every pitcher. For newer seasons, you'll probably get all but a handful of pitchers, maybe 3 or 4. That just didn't get very many innings pitched. They were kind of the up and down guys. So you're going to get 36 players. Excuse me, up to 36 players for each team. And you can play out an entire season using On Base Baseball. All the game engine charts, if you're familiar with the game in the PDF version, all the game engine charts, which are either on the cards or in the game engine sheet, they are actually on individual cards. So you can just kind of lay those out or put out the ones that you need. And it's all super compact and right there for you to take on the go. If you use the On Base Baseball dice roller, then you've got a fully mobile version of On Base Baseball that you can take with you. And it only requires a couple of D6 dice and a D10. So if you, it's super compact, just put it that way. And in fact, I can print 2 games, one on each side here for the score sheets, and I could fold this up and slip it into the box, and I would have 2 games that I could play on the road. Or if I go to a coffee shop or whatever, I just unfold it, play out the games on the score sheet, and that's really all you need is the deck of cards and the score sheet. You can also get the traditional carded sets. Every player is carded in those sets, as well as you get the roster sheet sets if you don't want to print out any of the cards or all the cards. You know, you can kind of do it however you want to with that game. Super easy to learn at its most basic. It's like basic APA. You kind of get into a flow and you can play a game in, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes. And if you want to add more things to it, that's the goal of the game, is to give you sort of a base canvas that you can then add more stuff to. If you want to bring in, heck, you could bring in this steals chart here. You could use all of these situations with that game just to, you know, you can mark, you know, that if you just remark these numbers here with whatever the values are in on-base baseball for the stealing, and you could use that chart. Or if you want to use something more sophisticated from another game, feel free to do that. That is a DIY type game. So you can go out and get your own stats. It's fully based upon sabermetric statistics, so you can find that anywhere, Fangraphs or Baseball Reference, or there's another one I'm forgetting right now. But if you go out and you want to, you know, fill your own teams with your own players, you can play off of the game engine chart. The game engine charts are set aside by decade, so I go through the actual decade of statistics. I create the game engine chart based off of that, and then you have 90s baseball or 80s baseball or 40s baseball or whatever it is. That's what it looks like. And so you can flip-flop modern players in old times, old players in modern times, and to see what their numbers might be like playing in a different era. So it is cross-era by default. It is I don't know. It's meant to be matched up because you're using sabermetric stats. So they may not produce, let's say, a 30 batting runs player in 1927 might not produce the same types of hits. So there might be more triples or more doubles and fewer home runs, but they are the same kind of run producers. So that's the key to the game, is a 30 batting runs is the same across all of history in terms of their ability to produce runs. Now, some of them are going to hit more home runs based off of the era that they're in, and some are going to hit more triples or doubles based off of the era that they're in, but they're the same kind of run producer. They're the same kind of batter in terms of taking strikeouts and walks and things like that. So all the things that go into the batting runs calculation, that stays even all throughout history. So the only modifiers are their sort of what do you call it? It's park adjusted and era adjusted. So that's the batting runs. If you want to get to even more raw and number that goes across all of history, use the weighted runs above average. That's not park adjusted or anything else. So you can get a raw number and really compare those players across without any sort of ballpark adjustments or anything. So that's a little deep dive into On Base. I wasn't expecting to do that, but On Base is my original game. If you like sabermetrics, there's sabermetric stats all over that game. The game is based on sabermetrics, and so that is something to check out. As far as I know, nobody exposes sabermetric stats like that on any of their games. They might use them in their underlying assumptions or ratings and things like that, but I just kind of bring it to the surface, and you're playing with the sabermetric stats. If you want to go deeper into sabermetrics, go to check out my On Base Advanced games. I don't have a lot of them because it's a ton of work to do them, and there's no way I would ever do a season, because I basically have to go to StatCast, the Baseball Savant website, and get all the StatCast numbers. You can choose your pitches. It's a pitch by pitch game where you can choose your pitches. It goes all the way down to, does this player does he swing outside the zone? Does he swing inside the zone? It goes pretty deep into those things. Everything is splits, including the pitching. And so it's just it moves pretty well. It's about an hour and 15 minutes to play a game once you get used to everything. But it's got a really unique fielding system. It's got a very unique batting system, and it's kind of a step-by-step through the at-bats. So between choosing your own pitches, or you can allow the AI, so to speak, to choose your pitches, or you can choose them manually, and you can decide whether you want to throw the ball in the zone or out of the zone. There's a lot of choices to be made. And so if you want the feel of a computer game on the desktop, you should check out On Base Advanced. I have some all-star sets, and I think I have a couple World Series sets that you can check that out. Maybe I'll have to play that on the channel at some point, and everybody can see that one. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't just sort of scrape those stats off of Baseball Savant and make that as easy to put together a season. But I would love to. I think it would be really cool to do some classic season like 1967 or 1975 or 86 or 91 or whatever, and just see, what that would be like over the course of a season. It would be very in-depth as far as each batter is concerned. The problem is you can't go back too far, because you can only go back to, I think, 2015 on those, because the stats that are necessary for those just don't exist. Like, they're not there. I can't get them for older seasons because StatCast didn't come in until, I think it was 2015 is the first year you can get those stats. So it's only for modern seasons, but it's super cool to be able to go through that and to do that. But I literally have to, what happened against left-handers, what happened against right-handers, and then I'm basically just typing that into a spreadsheet. So it's pretty extensive. And so doing 2 teams like World Series is not such a big deal, but doing 32 teams is a lot. Even 28 teams would be too much to do all that by hand. But check it out. It's super cool. It's only like $5 because you're not getting very many teams, and it's really a manageable game, and it's a lot of fun. Actually, it's a lot of fun. So go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. You can see all the games that are available, not just baseball, but basketball and football as well. And that's one easy way to support any creator, is to go through and purchase whatever they're selling. If you join the Facebook group, that's a good way to get connected to the community around Clark and Addison as well. Go to Thomas's site, pick up a season of 80s Baseball. This is a new developer who's entered in the last year, and so just show him some love by buying one of his games. You'll get an entire season if you want, just like this, and you can play out an entire season. The game plays very smoothly. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on subscribe. You'll get notified of new videos whenever they come out. This week has been video heavy just because I'm doing this series with the 86 World Series. I'm not doing very much development this week, just kind of playing out Thomas's game. And I want to call him Tom, but we're not cool like that. And so playing out this game, it's a little bit easier, just kind of come down, set up, get a game in an hour, and move on. And then if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I guess that's the other thing I was going to say. That's a really easy way to support anybody on YouTube, is if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That sends really good vibes and signals to YouTube saying, hey, people like this video, let's show it to more people. So if you want to help anybody's channel grow, including this one, every video you watch, just click that thumbs up. It's really, really easy to send good signals to YouTube. And if you are a super fan, then go ahead and share this to your other social networks and say this is worth watching, or this is super cool, or send it to somebody who might be interested in this baseball game but may not know about my channel, and maybe they can get a chance to see it. All right, I will close shop on this one. Boston wins 8-0 over New York. They take a 2-1 lead in the 1986 World Series, and the next game is going to be at Boston for game number 4. Like I said, it'll be Ron Darling at Al Nipper. Nipper for the Boston Red Sox, Darling for the Mets. And we'll get this one onto the table. Not sure if that'll be tomorrow, but we'll get it in as soon as we can. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.